Alexandra Ignatova Trusova, the 2022 Beijing Olympic silver medalist in women's single skating, announced that she will soon announce her plans for 2026. All January, people have been sharing their plans for this year, and I'd like to too. But it's still early, so both you and I will have to be patient. But don't worry, the wait won't be long. I'll tell you everything very soon, and I think you'll like my plans. Trusova wrote on her Telegram channel. Trusova married Russian figure skater Maker Ignatov in August 2024. In 2025, the couple welcomed a boy, Mikhail. Estonian figure skater Nina Petrykina won first place in the free skate at the 2026 European Championships in Sheffield, UK. She received a combined score of 216.14 points from the judges for her two performances. This was the Estonians' second consecutive gold medal at this level. Belgian Loena Hendrickx won silver, while Italian Loena Hendrickx took bronze. Dmitry Kozlovsky, speaking at the ACO Expert Studio on the eve of the women's free skate, offered an emotional critique of the European Figure Skating Championships. First and foremost, sport is a business. It should be a business. And 38 athletes aren't the kind of product that can be sold effectively. If these 38 athletes had quadruple jumps, triple axels, and perfect skates, perhaps it could be sold. But under the current circumstances, the European Women's Skating Championships is essentially a tournament that is primarily of interest to the athletes themselves, who want to win some kind of award. It's of interest to their parents and close circles. For the most part, 95% of them. Otherwise, it's not something people are willing to pay money for. The comments under the news unexpectedly turned on Kozlovsky himself. It turned out that he was a hypocrite because he himself had won the Euros and was proud of it. A sycophant because he was genuinely delighted by his classmate Nika Igaz's small gold in the short program. A jingoist who expects quadruple jumps from foreign skaters while ignoring the difficulty gap in the Russian women's programs. The free skate at the Euros proved Dmitry right. And even after becoming European champion, incidentally, in more competitive times, he isn't obliged to confirm his title by watching every warm-up at this tournament every year. Women's skating at this year's Euros is an extremely specific product with a very narrow target audience. It's not about the lack of ultra-C, that's, as they say, the ultimate luxury. But even with the basic minimum, 2 clean and technically sound performances, only one skater out of 38 managed it. Exactly one skater on the podium scored more than 200 points. Deja vu with last year's European Championships. Back then, only Nina Petrykina cleared the bar. Loena Hendrickx was third in the free program with a base score of 54.26. This is lower than all 18 competitors at the Russian Championships. Only 3 skaters managed a combination with 2 fully rotated triple jumps in the free program. And Jagela Glinskite skated her free program with 9 penalty points. The ISU votes for national diversity, but I'm not entirely convinced that this performance has increased the appeal of figure skating in Lithuania, unlike, incidentally, Saulius Ambrelevičius in the rhythm dance. Spectators watch sports for different reasons. Some are drawn by technical difficulty, others by the powerful intrigue. In figure skating, the beauty of the programs can be an additional selling point. Unfortunately, there was nothing at this Euro. Unless, of course, you see a certain intrigue in the way competitor after competitor meticulously discarded the medals they were about to win, like a hot potato, until finally, there was one who truly needed the title. Decent programs remain, for example, Loena Hendrickx's free skate, set to the soundtrack to Jaws, captivates with its original idea and the precise placement of jumps to the musical accents. But even the best program fades when the program falls apart. There's an inexplicable paradox in the decline of the women's Euro. It would seem that 3 strong competitors from Russia haven't come there for 4 years now. They could win any medal. That's exactly what's happening in men's ice dance and even pairs, although the latter didn't have a particularly successful tournament either. ACO commentator Loena Kostornaia dropped the phrase "easy times breed weak people" during the broadcast. It's a controversial statement, but it's certainly fitting for the women's Euros. Only Petrykina was truly in contention for a medal at this tournament. Perhaps she was toughened by a difficult season. After last year's victory, she struggled for a long time with an injury and a misdiagnosis. The first half of the year simply fell apart. Her gold in Sheffield was hard to believe. Or perhaps it's because she truly loves what she does. At least that's how Nina explained her second title in an interview immediately after the free skate. And in the 4 minutes of her performance, it really was a reminder that figure skating isn't just a lottery of jumps. Some might consider Kozlowski's approach overly cynical. Not everyone is ready to view sport as a business, and classifying it as part of the entertainment industry is often seen as humiliating. After all, where are skating to Rachmaninoff, and where are TikTok promotions and fast food endorsement deals? The point is that most athletes will likely choose popularity over nicheness. Packed stadiums, not stands with a few enthusiasts and close relatives. Decent prize money and media exposure, not fees that barely cover new skates and costumes for the season. Acknowledging the problem is half the solution. And it seems the time has come for the ISU to do just that. Estonian figure skater Petrykina became the first two-time European champion since 2017. Russian Evgenia Medvedeva won the European Championships in 2016 and 2017. In 2018, Alina Zagitova won the European Championships. In 2019, Sofia Samodurova won. In 2020, Loena Kostornaia won. And in 2021, the tournament was cancelled. Camila Valieva won in 2022, but after her disqualification, the victory went to Anna Shcherbakova. Then, the Russian skaters were suspended. In 2023, Anastasia Gubanova of Georgia won, and in 2024, Belgian Loena Hendrickx won. Choreographer and producer Ilya Averbik spoke about figure skater Camila Valieva's return to the sport. "I don't like making predictions, especially about possible performances. I am confident that Camila is infinitely talented. Camila has matured, and entering a new season into this great sport is a challenge. But at the same time, she's young, talented, has a wonderful coaching staff, and all the conditions are in place, so it's all in Camila's hands. We're all supporting her and wishing her the best of luck. If she decides to compete, great. If not, then there's no need to rush her form. I think our job now is to support her and not make endless predictions, because it's a long road. But I really want to wish Camila the best of luck, because then it will be a truly cinematic story of overcoming and coming back. And she has everything she needs to put herself on that podium." Averbik said. Belgian figure skater Loena Hendrickx shared her thoughts on the possible end of her career. "It's hard to realize that it's all coming to an end soon. My body is exhausted, but my heart still isn't satisfied. The choice is extremely difficult. I might want to skate for another year. At the last Olympics, I thought 2 would be enough, but now I'm going to a 3rd. Now I want to enjoy skating. I've already achieved everything I wanted. My goal was to get to a 3rd Olympics, and I worked hard for it," Hendrickx said. The 26-year-old figure skater has won silver and bronze medals at World Championships and is a European champion. Coach and 2-time Olympic figure skating champion Evgeny Plushenko is disappointed with the level of the European Championships. "I watched the European Championships and the ladies' short program yesterday in Sheffield, where I won my 7th European Championship in 2012. I'm extremely disappointed with the level of women's figure skating in Europe. It's as if we've all been in a lethargic sleep since 1985, woken up, and found ourselves back in front of the TV at the same time. 3 two-turn combinations in the first half of the program, and that kind of content still makes it into the top 6. Any of our top 10 Russian women could easily win the short program there now. Any of them? There's only one conclusion. We in Russia are debating whether to add a 3.5 turns axle to our athletes' short programs. Should we do a 3LZ32 or a 3LZ3LU at the end of the program? Add somersaults to the girls' programs to earn extra points, while everything there is declining in all the criteria of high-performance sport. Right now, and as painful as it may be, it's worth acknowledging. Without our athletes, women's figure skating in Europe as a whole is completely deteriorating. It was painful for me to watch this, and as a professional, to realize it yesterday. Russian figure skating has always propelled the sport forward worldwide. Now, without us, the situation is truly dire. Alas," Plushenko wrote on his Telegram channel.